Welcome to KMNS Reach Out program. This program is initiated by English Language Unit of College Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan. Hello subscribers, hello viewers, and hello students of College Matrikulasi Kejuruteraan Pahang. How are you? If you are the first time watching this video, we will be very grateful if you could subscribe this channel. Alright, when you subscribe, it is a form of motivation and support to Kmns English Language Unit. And we will do more videos for all of you. So stay tuned with me. Okay, I'm going to talk about Muet writing 800/4 question 2. Hello, allow me to introduce the 3 chat moderators of today. Let me introduce the first chat moderator. She is Miss Norliana Mazin. Next, we have Miss Siti Musalma A. Hamid. Lastly, she is Miss Izyani Miskar. 3 of these moderators are very experienced examiners. And I do hope if you have any doubts, please write at the chat box. Please do not hesitate to write at the chat box to ask any doubts, and please respond to the task given. I need your support so that you can learn something from this lesson. I am Miss CHEAH YING, the presenter of the day. Alright, I'm going to present Muet writing 800/4, question 2, extended writing. What is writing? Have you ever think about these questions? Alright, talking is thinking in the air. Writing is thinking on the paper. As a Muet candidate, you're going to write, you're going to express your idea on the test paper. Okay, please stay tuned with me throughout this lesson. Hopefully you'll get some benefit. Stay tuned with me, yeah? Allow me to share some tips on extended writing, yeah? So when you write an extended writing, usually the type of question tested will be argumentative essay. So when you write an argumentative essay, the very important thing is you have to make a stand. And then you need to justify your viewpoints with logical arguments. Now, what I wanted to emphasize here is when you write with logical arguments, so the layering effects must be shown here. Lastly, in order to write a good piece of essay, you need to support with appropriate examples. This is the marking descriptors for question 2. We have 30 marks for task fulfillment and 30 marks for language and organization. So we have 6 band score, yeah, with the total marks of 60, right? For band 1, we say very limited user. Band 2, we say limited user. Band 3, modest user. Band 4, satisfactory user. Band 5, proficient user. Lastly, highly proficient user, that is band 6. So students out there, hopefully with this lesson, you will target at least band 5 or band 6 for your Muet writing. And please follow from the beginning until the end. Okay, let me share with you the learning outcomes for this lesson. So students should be able to write a stand, and students should be able to write a specific thesis statement. Here, make sure you have three main ideas to be written down, and then you are able to use the rule of threes to outline an argumentative essay. Later, I will show you what is the secret of rule of three. Okay, when you use the rule of three, of course, yeah, you will see use rule of three to show layering effects on an argumentative essay. Hi, you look at the three fingers. What is this three fingers for? Let me show you. Rule of three, yeah, rule of three. So whatever you're going to write, either introduction, body paragraphs, or conclusions, you have this rule of three. So excited, right? Let me show you, yeah? Okay, students. Students, are you with me? Alright, so I'm going to employ this rule of three in your essay writing. Okay? So using rule of three, you're going to write an introductory paragraph, and you're going to write a body paragraph for this essay. If you have three ideas, of course, you're going to write three body paragraphs, and then you will have one conclusion. Make up of the reason why I say rule of three. Next, now after you know the rule of three can be used as a layout for your essay writing, you're going to use rule of three for introductory paragraph. Okay, so the first rule is a hook. When you write an essay, you need to use a hook. Why? Because you need to attract, you need to engage your examiners to your essay, or the readers to read, to keep on reading, to sustain the reader to read from the beginning until the end. And on top of that, you need to write a stand, yeah, because this is an argumentative essay. So next, you will write a clear thesis statement. Usually you will show all your three ideas here, right? So let me bring you to the body paragraph. Okay, usually you can see each is like a flow chart. You need to have a topic sentence here, all right? And then you need to show the layering effects. Okay, how? Let me introduce the word three E's. What are three E's? Three E's is you need to elaborate. Elaborate with hows, elaborate with whys, and then you need to have an examples to support what you have explained, what you have elaborate in your body paragraphs. So lastly, in order to tie up your argument for your first point, you need to have one concluding sentence. It is very easy. You take the idea from topic sentence and then you put it at the last sentence of your body paragraph. Okay, the difference is you need to use the correct cohesive device, or sometimes we say linkers. Alright, so now using rule of three also, you have to use it and put it in the conclusions. Alright, as the conclusion, it is very easy since you have done your introductory paragraph. Okay, in your introductory paragraph, you have mentioned your stand, you have mentioned your thesis statement. Therefore, you have to repeat it in your conclusions. Yeah, and if possible, change some of the words. Use synonyms to represent some of your words that you use to express your idea. Lastly, don't forget to express hope or give advice or give opinions to the reader to let them ponder. Yeah. Alright, here is the question. Okay, your task is to find the keywords. Yeah, let me show you the question. Oh my god, the answer also came out. Alright, this is the questions. Yeah, question 2, session 1, 2019. The question is like this: family has the biggest influence on one's character. Do you agree with the statements? Yeah. And justify your stand by giving relevant examples. You should write at least 300 words. So let me highlight it. Here is the keyword, okay, family, biggest influence. You need to highlight, yeah, these keywords. Another one is the character. So now the question asks whether you agree or not. Okay, here is the stand that you need to make. Either you agree, disagree, or partially agree. Okay, and then another thing that you need to focus is to provide examples. That's the reason why the layering effect from your body paragraphs is also have many examples. And don't forget at least 350 words. Right? So as I mentioned, highlight here in the questions. Yeah. So here is the answer. Yeah. The first one, family. The second one, biggest influence. The third one is the character. So we further later on we're going to ask what is character definition. Okay, biggest. Okay, biggest influence. Okay, family. Who are the members in the family? So in order to write, elaborate, clearer. So in a family, a unit. So you have your parents, you have your grandparents, and then you also have your siblings, your relatives. You can extend to this category, so you will be able to write it better. Yeah, more ideas. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, you have to define the word character. Okay, so here the word character can be defined as the way someone thinks, feels, and behaves. Yeah, from here you know what kind of character of that particular person. Okay, either the person is the particular person think, feel, behaves. So we are looking at that person's personality. Okay. So now I would like you students to brainstorm ideas. Yeah, ideas. The question is, parents has the biggest influence on one's character. So now, if you agree with the statement, what is the parents' role to have this influence on their children's character? What do they have? Okay, so I would like you to spend 1 minute to think of the main ideas if you choose to be agreed with the statement given. Alright, so chat moderators, can you help the students? Right, if they type on the chat box, be sure whether it is correct, relevant, can be accepted as the main ideas. Later on, I will let you tally and find out how many of you get it correct. Alright, so alright, 1 minute is up there. So let me show you whether your answers is similar with me here. Okay, then you can see parents, family, teachers, children, religious, and moral values. Okay, so parents act as a teacher, guides you at home before you go to school. So they impart religion to you, be it if you are a Muslim, yeah, they'll teach you about Islam teaching, all right, Buddhist, Christian, Hindus, and so on. Yeah. Next, another main idea. Okay, what is it? All right, parent is the role model for children. Okay, so your family is the role model for you. Okay, so you're going to observe what your parents have done what your siblings have done or what your relatives have done, and look at their achievement. Yeah, so you try to emulate them because they are your role model. Okay, this role model will try to change you to have a good character. Next, right? Parents provide guidance to children. Don't you think so? When you were small, your parents said, right, please wash your hand after meal or before meal, brush your teeth, remember, comb your hair before you go to school, and so on. So your parents are guiding you along the way since baby until now, I believe. Although you are 18 years old, 19 years old, your parents still give you guidance. Next. So again, parent or family nurtures and helps children to grow. Okay, nurtures you with ideas, with thinking, and so on. Right? Okay, lastly, what is the main idea if you choose to have the agreement stand? Okay, that is the culture and beliefs of a family determine the character of a person. So back to your family, your culture. Okay, Malaysia is a multicultural and multi-ethnic country. So you can see we have so rich of different religion, different ethnicity here in Malaysia. So all this will determine a person's character. All right. We have the agreement term. Now we have the disagreement terms. Yeah. So if you say agree, parents has the biggest influence. If you say disagree, okay, there will be somebody else had the biggest influence. Okay, students, please type at the chat box. Yeah. Before I forget, for the agreement, let's see how many of you got it correct. Okay, how many of you say you have the same main idea as shown on this video? Please write your name. Okay. Now, this is the question. Yeah. This is the statement when you choose to be disagree with the stand. Yeah. Alright, one of these factors has the biggest influence on one's character. Yeah, you look at the factors. Yeah. Okay, number one is the environment. Environment can give an impact to one's character, to a person's character, to a children's character, to a student's character. Environment. Next, your life experience. Your life experience or your friends' life experience actually can mold you, can change you to have better character, for example. Okay, what else? Okay, which is peers and friends, yeah, have the biggest influence on your character. Money also, educations, technology, all these having such a big influence to a person's character. Celebrities, okay, social circle, mass media, and personal beliefs. These personal beliefs usually come from your family. Okay, they have certain rules and regulations that you need to obey, yeah, adhere to. So again, let's type at the chat box whether you have the same idea as me. Okay, moderator, please help to check on how many can get a similar answer like me. Alright, now is the practice time. What are the three possible angles of argument for the argumentative essay? Please write at the chat box, and this time around, our chat moderators will help you to check whether you are able to give the 3 possible angles of argument. Let me show you the answer. The first one is, I disagree with the statement. The second possible angle of argument is, I agree with the statement to a certain extent. Lastly, I agree with the statement. Okay. Let's say you wanted to express your stand by saying that agree. Now I show you the 3 examples. Maybe you have your own examples as well. Here you are. Okay. If you chose to agree with the statement, there are a few ways to write the statement. First, you may write agree. Yeah, family has the biggest influence on one's character. In what way? How? And give reasons why. Okay. You may also write like this. Okay. Family, indeed family, plus two other factors as having big influence, but you still need to touch base by saying that the family has the biggest influence on one's character. Move on to the third one. Okay, you say family, you agree, you say family and social media and friends have influence on one's character. Let's say you omit the word biggest. What happened to your essay? Okay, so you will be awarded the lowest of band 4 for content because of the missing word biggest. So I hope when you write your thesis statement, make sure you write it correctly, even for each body paragraphs. Yeah, you have second body paragraph, third and fourth body paragraphs. Make sure you write it correctly. Okay, let's say you choose disagree. Yeah. Okay, how are you going to write the statement? Here you are. If you say disagree, you're going to say social media and friends, not family, have big influence on one's character, and showing that one of these factors has the biggest influence on one's character. So anyhow, you have to link to family and touch base. The second way is you write social media, not family, has the biggest influence on one's character, and also you need to touch base. This is an example of off-tangent essay. Okay, if you write other factors have influence on one's character, and if you did not mention family and the word biggest influence, you will get off-tangent essay. It will be like band 2 for your task fulfillment. Okay, so please be aware about it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, students, can you write a clear thesis statement? If you choose to agree with the statement, now please write at that chat box. Okay, all of you, please do that if you choose to agree with the statement. Okay, later on I will show you the answer. Of course, as we can recall, just now you had the brainstorming sessions, you have 5 answers for agreement statement, right? So how are you going to write it? Okay, you write the rubrics and then you add 3 main ideas. Okay, now I think all of you have written in the live chat box. Yeah, so let me show you whether you have the similar answer as me as well. Okay, you see, similar with yours, right? Okay, so you're going to focus 3 main ideas. Number 1, role model. Number 2, best teachers. Nurture them from young. Yeah. Alright, what happened if you choose the disagreement statement? Okay, please write on the chat box as well. I give you time to write, to practice. You have more than 5 main ideas given just now. Okay, please, chat moderator, please help the students. Alright, let me show you the correct answer. Okay, can you see? All this, but not family. Okay, you have to mention but not family. Social media, peers, and education has the biggest influence on one's character, but not family. Move on. Right. What about partially agreement, or neutral stand, or to agree to a certain extent? Okay, again, please write. It is very important if you choose to do a partially agreement term, you need to use the linker to show contrast. Yeah. All right. Please write. The linkers to show contrast. Please write on the chat box. Okay. We have however. What else? Okay. In contrast. But. Yes. And a few more. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you. If you choose the neutral stand, okay, of course you have to write family has the biggest influence on one's character because parents are children's role model. However, okay, you're going to bring the contrast. Social media and education influence on children's character. Okay, let me bring you to the sample script 1 introduction. Okay, the question. Right, let me walk you through this sample 1. Here is the I'm using the rule of 3. You have the hook, please read. Okay, rule number 1 with the hook, rule number 2 with the stand, right? Rule number 3 is the thesis statement. Can you see? I put different colors to show different ideas. Right? Now, this is the whole introductory paragraph. Okay. Next, body paragraph. Okay. So I start with also the rule of 3's technique. Okay. Rule number 1 is the topic sentence. You will start with you need to start with the linker. You have to start with linker. And then you give the main idea here. Right, move on. Okay, this is the elaborations. I'm using 3 E's. E's for elaborations with why, with examples, with how. Yeah. So here is why. You can read by yourself. Next, give an example here. Right. These are the words that you need to have. And then you can see the contrast here. Doing comparison. Positive and negative. Okay, so this is the first few sentences. Move on. We have the still rule number 2. We are talking about how, and then give example as well. So you can see the layering effects, yeah, on this piece of writing this first main idea. Okay, you can see this is the effect, very special. So if you are able to do this, show this, nurture you, nurture us with the character. Okay. What do you think about this piece of essay? right? And you have one, lastly, rule number 3 is the concluding sentence, and then you have a linker to tie up this main idea 1. Okay, so take a look. Yeah, this is the impact. This is the influence that your parents give to you to mold you to have this kind of character. A quick one. Okay, main idea 2. You see the linker used to lead us to the second main idea. Okay, and parents are our role model. Again here, the rules here, you see, why is here, example is given, see, right? Next, again here, the 3 E's here, how, and then we also give you the effects. And lastly, we tied up the main idea 2 with the concluding sentence, and then you put a linker to tie it up. Yeah. Yeah, role model. Just now you mentioned role model in your point 2. Okay, this is the third main idea. Okay, here you can see why I put it in green in color. You have this counter argument for and against. Although it is an argumentative essay, you have different style of writing to get marks. Right? Again, here is the topic sentence. All this, I'm using rule of 3. 1, 2. Okay, you read by yourself. Okay, here rule number 2. Here also rule number 2. You see the comparison cause and effect is there. Okay, this is the impact that given by our parents. Yeah. You see the all those low frequency words here. I've forgotten to mention low frequency words here. Okay, I should have mentioned all these words. Indispensable. Okay, all this. Alright. Alright, so now the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion, it is easy also. You have, I'm using rule of 3. We have rule number 1, that is your restate your thesis statement. Okay, all the 3 main idea, right? Can you see the similar ideas put on? They're talking about best teacher, role model. Okay, and the third one, all this word, all this low frequency words is used. Okay, and then you can see the advice given by the writer. Okay, and lastly, here is the stand. Yeah, family is indeed the biggest influence on one's character. Okay, so you see the way this essay is written. So you think, what pen is this essay deserve to be awarded? Okay, here you are. Examiner's comment. Okay, please read. Follow. Excellent response to the task given, and then clear flow of ideas with layering effects with how, why, example, and effect. Okay, a very confident writer and maturity of thoughts in writing. That is to say, this is high what do you call proficiency user. Okay, and as I mentioned before, language use some effective choice of words and many low frequency words and phrases, expressions. In terms of sentence structure, many variety of sentence structure and complexity, and with many wow factors. So therefore, 30 marks for task fulfillment and 30 marks for the language and organizations. Yeah. All right. Let us move on to the second sample. Okay. Later on, you try to do a comparison. Right. Again. Okay. Take a look. This is the intro. Right. Talking about character. Yeah. Define character. Okay. talking about family. Here, very clear cut kind of stand given, yeah. And then here is the main idea, main idea, main idea. You see some of the word choice here is rather simple. So roughly you know what kind of band this script is. Okay, let me bring you to point number 1. Yeah, point number 1. Again, we have this rule. Okay, this writer, this candidate using how first. Yeah, instead of normally we say topic sentence first. They bring how is it? Yeah, talking about the children, the child. So then only lead in by the topic sentence. Yeah, and then give you why, right? So move on. This is the way it's supposed to be written. Give you example and the effect, and then the concluding sentence to tie up this first point. Okay, using cause and effect. Yeah, they mention the cause first, and then they end with effects. Okay, move on to the second main point. Okay, now lead in. Yeah, this is topic sentence number 1. Yeah? Okay, older family members are the role model to the younger ones. Okay, here rule number 2. Take a look. So explain why. Here are a few. Here you also can see a few words, low frequency words. Humiliate, yeah, that they tend to follow. Okay, and then you can see the example, which is very important if you understand the 3 E's. Elaborations with why, with how, and examples, and also effects. Alright, move on. Okay, how? Alright, and then the concluding sentence. Okay, in short, role model has influenced on one's character. This is, we say, this one is touch base, yeah? Role model, touch base. I should mention the previous one, yeah? See whether here I have. Okay, this one topic sentence for point number 3. Family are the people who once spent most time with. Okay, family. Something missing here, not very good. Yeah. Okay, as the saying goes, blood is thicker than water. Okay, since here you can see some kind of good expressions. All right. Okay. Okay. We are talking about how here missing. How. Okay. So give some kind of the interaction in the family. Alright, and then give reason why. So they're able to communicate with each other and pinpoint one's mistakes. Huh? Okay, so here how again from the mistakes, and then the concluding sentence. Yeah, yeah. Alright, missing some information. Yeah. Okay, so the concluding paragraph. Sorry. Okay, here very clear cut. I strongly agree. Family has the biggest influence. And then here give you the point, the 3 ideas, and then express hope. Okay. Right. Here is a comment given. Examiner's comment. Yeah. Okay. Address the task satisfactory. Okay. Academic writing can be seen. Why? Because you have topic sentence, you have how, you have why, example, and effect, and then you tied up this with the concluding sentence. This is a simple academic writing. Yeah. Character is linked to influence. There are some loopholes, as I mentioned earlier, some the elaborations with some kind of loosely discussed. And language is simple, some single words error already corrected, yeah, and simple sentence structure. Actually, it is easy reading. So I hope you can get some comparison between the sample script A1 and sample script 2. Okay, here are the comments given. All right. Okay, let us move on. Okay, in order to write a good argumentative essays, all right, there are so many tips. I put in here a few only. Here is the cohesive devices, linkers. You need to link your idea together with linkers, and you have to show the cohesion. It is like had this continuity of reading. Okay, so what is cohesion and coherence? Let's take a look. Coherence and cohesion. Coherence is the organization of sentences and ideas in your essay within a paragraph. Coherence refers to the linking of ideas in logical sequence or order. So you have done it with the rule of three, topic sentence, and then you have to have a linker, and then you lead by another sentence with who, quite, and then with example, with how, with effect. Okay, all these ideas need to be linked together with a device. Okay, we need cohesive device. All right, now cohesive device. Yeah, you need this to link the idea, and then the elaborations become more effective. If not, it is in isolation. Yeah, you can't make sense out of it. Okay, so actually cohesive devices improve the flow of the ideas and show writing organizations. Yeah, this is your language and organization marks. Right. Next. Okay, so I show you a few linkers and the functions, and you take a look. Okay, you can read by yourself. Yeah. So actually, if you are able to give some examples, you type out at the chat box. If you are intend to link, if you intend to introduce a new idea, okay, to the given to give extra information, you may use besides, in addition, all this. So memorize a few so that you can write it down when you write your argumentative essay. Next, so to show sequence, you can use this one to show sequence, especially when you wanted to introduce your main idea 1, main idea 2, and main idea 3. Okay, move on. This one is to introduce a contrast idea. Okay, just now I say if you choose to take the neutral stand or partially agree statement, you may use on the other hand, nevertheless, however, in contrast, all this. Okay, right? So this is the example of an essay, of a sentence. Next, you can see to show the connections between actions and consequences, show the cause-effect relationships. These are the linkers used. Next, now I bring you to show concessions or situations. Although, okay, can you see this? Okay, although, even though, you can use it when you do your analysis writing. If you have the positive, if you have negative cause and effect, you can use the word although, though, even though, despite. Yeah. Next, let me show you. If you wanted to emphasize, yeah, certainty. Indeed, certainly, of course, undoubtedly. Okay, you may use this. Okay, now this linkers is to show examples, right? Okay. Okay, when you want to compare two entities, two things, all right? Okay, this one is to conclude. To indicate the conclusions to the idea discussed or conclusions to the essay, all right? Okay, just to recap. For the descriptors, yeah, task fulfillment 30 marks. Okay, please read that. If you are able to achieve this, that is to say you get a band 6 essay for task fulfillment and language and organization. So all these elements need to have, yeah, respond to the task, clear stand and clear thesis statement. Okay, consistent development of ideas, clear support with evidence, all this. Maturity of thoughts, your thinking. So you need to read a lot, yeah, to give your examples, and your idea. Next, this is your language and organization. Try to use some low frequency word. Correct tenses. Make sure the spelling wise. Discourse marker, or we say cohesive device. Varied vocabulary. Cohesive paragraph. Coherent idea. Okay, for this, read up a few. Go and find out at least 5 to 10 low frequency words. Okay. Lastly, okay, you need to do a self-check list how to wow your essay, you know. So clear stand here. So whether agree, whether disagree, whether you choose partially agree. Okay. Provide consistent elaboration with stand. Yeah. Provide at least 2 well-developed idea or 3. Okay. Support viewpoint with layering effects and example. Okay, discuss the issues with comparison of opinion. Make sure your idea is convincing and persuasive. All this repeated idea. Alright, so the things that you need to be aware is the off-tangent essay. Yeah? Off-tangent. If you do not answer the questions, let's say I give you an example. Yeah? Other factors have influenced one's character, and then if you have gotten to write the family or the biggest influence, this one will cause you to become the off-tangent essay. Usually, if each is an off-tangent essay, you normally get banned through. Okay, right, and then sometimes the idea is touch and go, lack of elaborations, and so few sentences. Okay, and then we have to think for you, what do you mean by these sentences? Multiple word error, frequent spelling error, inappropriate choice of words. Sometimes you write wrongly, you know. Urbanization gives much money to the country. Okay, poor language structures. So try to take note this part. Try to take notes. It is best that you copy the rubrics. The rubrics can be seen in first paragraph, introductory paragraph, and then you write it correctly for each topic sentence and concluding sentence. Likewise, you do everything. At least you won't become off tangent. Yeah. And this is the outline of an essay. So you write down the title and then start to brainstorm ideas. Before that, you need to identify the keywords. All this. Yeah. You follow this layout. Here is another one, is for you to write an introductory paragraph. Here is another layout for body paragraph. Lastly, this is a layout for a concluding paragraph. Okay, this is the list of essays that you can choose. Okay, let's see what I have catered for you. Okay, Alright, this is the question that I have catered specially for you. Read the question. What is the requirement? Whether you agree with the statement, and then you have to provide with example, and you have to write at least not more at least 350 words. Nice, yeah. Okay, so this is the outline of the essay. Can you identify? Can you make any comparisons and find out whether your answer and this answer show on the slides is the same as yours? I guess all of you can get it correct. Alright, the first keyword is failure. Alright, the second keyword is makes. The third keyword is one. The fourth keyword is a better person. So what do we mean by failure? Failure means not achieve goals, not achieve goals in life. What else? Okay, in career, in education, in business. And then you may think further what other things that one might get failure. So now we look at the word. Yeah, we look at the word makes. What is the synonym of it? Results in, causes. So you can say failure causes one to be like this. Okay. Alright, so next one. One is a person. Is it a person? Okay, yeah. An individual or a group of people. A group of people. Yeah. Each person in a group. Now let us go and find out what do we mean by a better person. A better person simply means improves, better in terms of character, in terms of outlook, perceptions, knowledge, and etc. So now you have to brainstorm more information that you could put it in your body paragraph to show all those layering effects on your elaborations, on your points that you would like to argue. Okay. Right, I give you 2 minutes to, no, I give you 1 minute to think about the main ideas for this question. So the chat moderators, please help the students. Yeah, don't be shy. Okay, now let me move on to the next slides. Yeah, I guess all of you have written down the main idea. Right, so what is this? Okay, this is simply a layout for you. Okay, to brainstorm ideas. Okay, just now we have found out the keywords. Okay, now I have to list down the ideas. Okay, on top of that, there are a few items that you need to look into. For example, find sayings, quotations, newspaper report, researchers' claims, low frequency words. All these are very useful for you to wow your essay. Don't forget, you need to decide a stand. And make sure when you do make a stand, you have to make sure that you have the main ideas for you to write your thesis statement. Alright? You still have time to do this. Okay, I think you have done that. Let me move on to the next slide. Okay. But you need to be careful, yeah, of the off-tangent scripts. If you do this, you will be having the off-tangent bag. Right? What are the examples? Number one, you just describe failure per se. You just define failure and all. Or you describe a good or a better person per se. Right? Or another possible way that you discuss is you discuss and suggest ways to overcome failure. because you never touch on whether that particular person become better or become worse or breaks in. All right. Okay, it might be changing the subject failure to something else. Yeah. Instead of failure makes one a better person, you put family makes one a better person. Okay, or the schools make one a better person. Okay, because of changing of subject. Yeah, it will cause the scripts to be off tangent. Got it? Okay, totally on how to overcome failure. You are giving ways. Yeah, you are giving methods to overcome failure. You never touch on whether the person become better or not. Yeah. So very important, when you identify the keyword, make sure you use it in your introductory paragraph, body paragraphs, as well as can be seen in your conclusion. Yeah. Okay, got it? Please take down notes. Yeah, you make sure all this. Now I give you another example. Just now I have mentioned that. Okay, changing the subject of the statement. Okay, all right. Let me show you. Yeah, family makes one a better person, not failure. You see. Okay. When you write like this, it becomes an off tangent. You see. Let me bring you to the next slides. Okay, what's this? Okay, look at this. So when you write an essay, there are three angles of arguments, right? You can choose agree, you can choose disagree, you can choose partially agree. I show you three stands that you can make, but in your essay, make sure you only choose one, yeah? All right, here you are. Let's say you choose agree. Okay, you agree with the statement. So failure makes one a better person. Okay, we have to find how, and then we have to find why, and then we're going to find a particular famous person who has become better, who has improved in terms of character, in terms of knowledge, in terms of wealth, and so on. Okay, what if you choose disagree? If you choose disagree, so it does not make one a better person. It does not make one a better person. It actually breaks him. Yeah, you will see the improvement here. The person become worse. The person become doing unethical things in his or her life. Right. The third argument is partially agree or neutral stand. Yeah, partially agree, neutral stand, or you may say I agree to the statement until certain extent. All right, how do you write? Okay, failure makes a person better, or make a person breaks a person. Okay, so we have how, we have what. Don't forget, we also have to find out the examples. Alright, so now students, now you decide. Okay, you have to write a stand, right? You have to write a thesis statement. Now I give you 2 minutes to complete this task. Number 1, you decide a stand. Number 2, you decide a thesis statement. Okay, let me bring you to the next slides. Let's say you would like to choose disagreement statement. Yeah, so you say disagree, failure does not make one a better person but breaks him. Okay, right after you have decided to choose disagreement statement, here you are going to talk about the reason why you disagree. Okay, so you have one idea: failure cause an individual to lose confidence and respect, an individual to lose focus, and an individual to act immorally. Okay, these are the three ideas. Okay. Okay, this is the slides on the disagreement with the statement. You observe the hook. Later on, you look at the stand, and lastly, you get the idea 1. Here you have idea 2. Here you have idea 3. Okay. From this thesis statement, you're going to write 3 body paragraphs that you're going to do after this. Yeah. Okay, let me bring you to the next slides. Now I'm going to talk about partially agreement, partially agree, or neutral stand. So here the hook is empty, so you need to find, just now I mentioned, right? You may use saying, general statement, definition, rhetoric question, short story, or news report as your hook, and then you try to agree to a certain extent. And I have given you the idea. Point 1 here, point here, 2 here, positive point. Here is the finger to show negative point here. Okay, lose focus and give up. This is point 3. Make sure when you write your third point in your 4th paragraph, you can use this to indicate contrasting ideas. Okay, let me quickly bring you to the another angle of argument, that is agree. Okay, so you need to find how and why, and example, the layering effects. Rule of 3 with the layering effects. So here you are. This is a prominent figure, Colonel Harlan Sanders, the KFC founder. Okay, so you can see agree here, and then the points here. Why is it making him a better person? First, so you can see, can find a hidden talents and potential. Number 2, make one to work harder. Number 3, act as a challenge and spur and actions. Now here are the additional notes for you to wow your essay. Okay, here you are. Proverbs, and we have famous people saying. Here is a list of low frequency words. You can use it in your essay. Here is the famous research done and the news headline. Okay, students, here are the process. You do brainstorming, identify what failure is, the synonyms, not performs, defeat, collapse, and then better person. What does that words means? Improve one's behavior or life thinking, and then you choose the stand. Partially agree. So when you partially agree, you have 2 positive point agrees and 1 point disagree. Okay, so all these points, you're going to do a thesis statement. You're going to write a thesis statement. Okay, this is my students' work. Right, take a look at the introductory paragraph. Can you also hear? Famous people say something. On top of that, in talking about this Apple company. So you can see the partially agreement here, and you also can see the points here, right? And then you see the contrast because you choose to have this neutral stand. These are the points for this agreement. Take a look at the main idea one. This is the better person. Yeah, this is the characteristic. Instance, people. Here is the word that you tied up the sentence. This is the main idea too. Then you have a linker to show this. The next idea. Here is the main idea 2, to learn from mistakes. Here is the Thomas Edison. Okay, here are the explanation. Describe how Thomas Edison has gone through with many failures. Okay. And then here, to tie up. Okay, how it become better person. Next. Okay, here is the third main idea. Here is the word that to show contrast. Here is the point here, demotivated. Then you have examples. Remember those words here. Of course here. Concluding sentence. Okay. Alright, this will be the last paragraph. Partially agree. Yeah. Contrast, you know, here they give the thesis statement, and this part will be the hopes and advice. Okay, end with a rhetoric questions. Okay, here, thought-provoking question at the end. Alright, these are the students who wrote this essay together as group work. Alright, viewers, subscribers, and students of College Medikasi Kejuruteraan Pahang, you may watch or you may visit this link for more videos on Muet. Miss CHEAH channel, www.academyyoutuber, and we have my colleagues, Medi English, Miss Yana, and last but not least, English Language Unit channel from Kmns. Do visit our channel, yeah? Last but not least, best of luck to students of College Medikasi Kejuruteraan Pahang, and I hope this video will be useful for you for your Muet writing 800/4 argumentative essay. Besides that, it is also useful for all the subscribers and you and viewers. And Kmns with this hashtag KMNScareforyou. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.